Yeah, just a real lucky stab in the dark there. Okay, how did I know his name was Jade? I don't know. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, we have room for a few more people. If you see someone to the left of you trying to board the tram and there's empty seats to your right, we're going to ask everyone to scooch over to the right, making room for them to get on board. If there are not enough seats for your entire group, don't worry, we'll have another tram. And the studio tour features several water effects, which means please remain seated when the tram is moving with your arms and legs aside. That will be now. Turn to your left, everybody. Wave goodbye, and then what? Okay. Good. No. Smoking is not permitted.
Universal has been doing just that. I'll be back to check up on you guys a little later. I gotta go get a tanning bed because I'm so pale. In the meantime, I'm gonna turn things back over to you guys. I want you to have a great time, everybody. Lenny, let's go.
Thank you, Whoopi. Thank you, Lenny. Universal Studios is now part of NBC Universal, one of the world's largest entertainment companies. This media powerhouse consists not only of Universal Studios, but also NBC. Finds its way into theaters in the summer of 2009. So now I'm going to turn things back. Tell us more about what really goes on inside of these buildings.
Okay, I'm back. So, did I miss anything? Did you guys see anybody famous? Well, if not, it could be because they're all inside those big sound stages.
Тут кругом студии, павильоны. Здесь видеоактеры все лучше проезжали вагончики, где они гримерные у них.
Which gives me an idea.
В этом павильоне снимался фильм «Офис».
Excuse me. Attention, producers and directors, I have a great pitch for you. Fewer movies with giant monkeys, more movies with me. Fewer movies with giant monkeys, more movies with me.
Sets back here which we could use over and over again, each time changing the facades, just false fronts and sides of buildings. You see, we believe in building only what the camera can see, and your imagination fills in the rest. Also, what appears to be brick, stone, and concrete is usually Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes. Bruce Almighty starring Jim Carrey, End of Days with Arnold, Change of Habits starring Elvis, Coogan's Bluff with Clint Eastwood, episodes of Crossing Jordan starring Jill Hennessy, The Sting with Robert Redford, and Mystery Men with Greg Fokker himself, Ben Stiller.
Bad dog. Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
So this became the Buffalo, New York neighborhood where Jim Carrey lived and Bruce Almighty.
Брюс Всемогущий здесь снимался.
For his upcoming film, The Changeling, starring Angelina Jolie, which opens in November. So New York Street up ahead here can be turned into nearly any metropolitan city in the world in nearly any time period. Like the sets became Boston for quite a few episodes of the Crossing Jordan television series. Let's say hi to the folks on the other tram there. And right where the other tram is right now, okay, last year there was a big roller coaster erected right about there on the street. It was used for a carnival scene in the upcoming Meet Dave with every now and then we'll desire more control over things like sound and lighting than these exterior sets can provide, and it becomes advantageous to build an entire city block inside of a soundstage. She's talking about us. Don't worry about a thing. Yeah, I was right with Jade. He's gonna get something right now. Right, King Kong. by Peter Jackson. I'm going to bring Mr. Jackson on here in a few moments, but first, ahead of us inside this building, you can see we're building some props and set pieces for Land of the Lost, including some Sleestack. You see them in there? Big Sleestack heads there. All right, here's Peter Jackson.
I first saw King Kong when I was about 8 or 9 years old.
It's my kind of town. It's big, bustling, and completely superficial. Easy on the snow there, Frosty. We call this area New York Street, but it's doubled as more cities in more time periods, in more movies, and more commercials, and more music videos, and well, why don't you just
In London about a century later in the 1960s, for Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, they can even be turned into cities that don't really exist, like they were turned into the fictitious Empire series, what appears to be an old rickety bridge. It's a bridge, all right, but it's only about 35 years old. It's adhered in television shows like The $6 Million Man, the original Bionic Woman, and Quantum Leap starring Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. To be seen by the camera. Some of these cars have become as famous as the stars who've driven them. Over the years, these picture cars have gotten bigger, badder, and faster as audiences continue to embrace their need for speed. On the left here is that Storm Norman from the 1994 Little Rascals movie, and we got a flying vehicle called a mule from the science fiction western Serenity. Ahead of us is the futuristic APC vehicle from Doomsday. Here we're coming across some Back to the Future cars here, including a DeLorean, and some race cars from our Fast and the Furious films, including one from the most recent Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. And filmmakers rely on these picture cars to really supercharge their films. Adding just the right vehicle can make or break a big Hollywood blockbuster. That's especially true in the case of full throttle movies like The Fast and the Furious.
Fast and the Furious.
Combining these picture cars with computer-generated imagery and motion-controlled technology allows our filmmakers to bring nearly impossible scenarios to life. It's all decked out Tokyo style. Our special effects department has been hard at work dressing these sets and prepping our Fast and the Furious picture cars for today's test run.
Clear on the set. Let's see the bullet hits. And go. Smoke. Go. Fire. Go. Okay, we're clear for a full run through. All systems checked. This one's for real, guys, so watch out. And action.
Great job. Say hello to Carnage and Karma. Great examples of motion control effects. Boys, take a bow. Hey guys, you got any other moves?
Ярично. Здрасте.
Well done, boys. How about another hand for Carnage, Karma, and our entire special effects team? Well, that was pretty cool. And in some of Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park movies, that last Jurassic Park movie was Jurassic Park 3, released in the summer of 2001. After almost 7 long years, we think the dinosaurs are finally completely extinct. No dinos here. Whoa, whoa. Just a little reminder that extinctions are only temporary here in Hollywood, as not only do rumors continue flying of a new Jurassic Park film growing to life soon, but we've got Land of the Lost starring Will Ferrell to look forward to. You may remember that there were several scenes in the Jurassic Park movies in which weather effects played a very integral role in helping to create just the right mood. Creating weather is always a special challenge for us here in sunny Southern California, but wait a minute, why am I telling you about the weather? I have access to America's favorite weatherman. You know him, you love him, he's the Today Show's Al Roker. Hi,
everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street.
Starring Anthony LaPaglia, and also episodes of the NBC Universal television series Heroes, playing countries like Venezuela. And it looks like Al's forecast was right on the money. We've got rain, and we've got the live feed from our Universal Weather Watch camera on your screens. Oh, this isn't too bad. I think we can handle this. Does anybody happen to hear a low rumbling sound off in the distance? On the left is a flash flood heading straight for the Schramm. Take cover! It's okay, everybody. Al and I were playing a little trick on you back there. The flooding results from thousands of gallons of recycled water coming from the top of the hill there. The rain comes from sprinklers above the Schramm. Here's that effective big fat wire with Frankie Muniz. We're going to cross the border here from Old Mexico back into the Old West. Just ahead of us here to the right is a western filming area known as Denver Street. And it's kind of quiet here. It's kind of quiet here this afternoon on Denver Street. Oh, these sets, by the way, will be appearing as a Tucson, Arizona Wild West tourist attraction in the upcoming film All About Steve, starring Sandra Bullock and Thomas Hayden Church. And back in the heyday of the movie Western, this town saw a lot of action. What Western would be complete, though, without a scene where the hero gets into a big knockdown, drag-out barroom brawl? We're talking about guys getting punched and kicked and hit over the head with chairs, thrown against brick walls, and thrown headfirst through glass windows. Now, those movie cowboys might have been tough, but they weren't crazy. Those fight scenes involved some very clever Hollywood illusions. Every punch was carefully choreographed. The chairs were made of lightweight balsa wood, the brick walls were made of soft, cushy foam rubber, and the windows were made of a flimsy breakaway material called candy glass. Keep that in mind as you watch the following clip. Whoopi Goldberg shot scenes from her very first movie, The Color Purple. Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple. I bet Whoopi knows a thing or two about this area. Whoopi?
Did you know that more movies have been shot on these streets than any other spot in the world? Now, during the silent film era, they could shoot up to 6 movies at the same time, one on each one of these 6 streets. That's a must. So get on back onto your tram stagecoach thing and get the heck out of here. Go on.
Jackson searched the world over to find the perfect ship that could double as a part the waters. Part the waters, count of 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Part the waters! That was good. That was it. Okay, and look at that. The waters are parting. Great job, everybody. In a few moments, we're going to be taking you down below sea level, so you might want to pick up any personal items off the tram floor to keep them from getting wet. The unique perspective we'll soon have will allow us to see the Venture and Skull Island from the point of view of the camera, a view very similar to the one that Peter Jackson had when making King Kong. Be sure to have your own cameras ready. You won't want to miss this. And you may remember this is the parting of the Red Sea on the studio tour, seen here in the Nude Bomb with Don Adams and Andrea Howard.
This tram is overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water. It's part of the tour.
Oh, please stay in your seats, by the way.
All right, now you're going to go into the water and experience what Moses did. Everybody up. 1, 2, 3.
And if you look here to the left, you'll see that the Venture and Skull Island are actually highly detailed miniatures. Believe it or not, this is as big as Skull Island ever got in the film. If you look at your monitors, you'll see how this sequence was created.
In Big Fat Liar, Amanda and I live in the property department. Universal Property Company contains the largest...
Became France with the television series The Unit. Speaking of France and all that is French, here's Mademoiselle Whoopi.
Welcome to Little Europe. This place can be made to look